This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation joining us here on Halftime. Alyssa, did you stay up late last night clinging to the Dodgers and Padres? That was one of the only real formulaic games that we saw yesterday, so I'm assuming you were up late with the rest of the Dodgers fans.
Relatively late. I hate to admit this, Phil, but if I'm not working where, I'm up at 11 o'clock anyways, my kids wear me out and I go to bed early. But I did watch until they were up 5-0, and then I felt pretty good about being able to go to sleep.
Well, that's legit. I mean, kids sap all the energy. It's got to be difficult to be up past 11 o'clock, too, even when you're working. I mean, I know what that's like. Mm-hmm. That's not easy.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, they get me up regardless, 7:30 or so when my husband leaves the house. And so most of the time I'm up early, but if I'm working, I don't go to bed. I don't fall right asleep, so I'm not in bed officially asleep, probably closer to midnight. So I'll try to take advantage on days where I'm not working to go to sleep early. But it was good to see them jump out to a 5-0 lead. You got Kershaw on the mound tonight, so it should be fun.
Everybody always wants to poo-poo Clayton Kershaw in the postseason. He's not as good as he is in the regular season. That's the thing I see. I mean, the guy in 2020 threw 2 gems in the World Series, and for me, that kind of put the guy chokes in the postseason to bed. I don't buy that.
Yeah, no, I look, and I know that he's fallen short at times, but he is human. But I really do think that 2020 year was kind of redemption for him, for anyone who doubted if he was one of the greats or not,
So, Sunday, we are all counting on Pig Trail Nation to have really, a lot of highlights. You might as well just record the entire game and put it on YouTube. I don't know if the athletic department would let you do it, but that's what everybody wants now since it won't be televised.
I mean, why not? It's a glorified practice. Right? It's, you're kind of piquing my interest here. If we sit there on the baseline with one of our Live View backpacks on, why can't we live stream it? You got me piquing my interest here. At least put up quarter by quarter for people. Yeah, how about that? No video. We'll definitely be there, though. We'll have the team there. Will and I will be traveling back from Provo, but the team will be there. But we got to give the people what they want, and the people want to see Arkansas basketball and this men's team as they get ready to play here in less than a month.
Just imagine the disappointment that people felt when they first saw, this is on SEC Network Plus. We can watch this thing, and we don't have to pay extra for it like Flow Sports, and then just a few hours later, no, never mind. Can't do it. But, glorified practice or not, I expect when you watch the games in Europe, there was I hesitate to throw this terminology for it, but there was a little bit of a street ball mentality, it felt like. That might have been a reason why you saw so many turnovers. But I think this will be much, much different, especially with these guys going up against each other, and I think they know each other really well by now. I'd expect to see, I'm not going to say the best played game of all time, but it's going to be exciting, it's going to be high level, and it's probably the best competition outside of the Texas exhibition that the Hogs see until Maui.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're definitely going to be a lot more poised, a lot more cleaned up this time around, as opposed to when they were really just playing together for the very, very first time in Europe. And like you said, the chemistry is continuing to grow. Excited to see if Musselman kind of messes with some lineups and kind of changes things up, see what he does, see what he puts out there. For that first lineup for the red-white game. And I think, you got guys like Jordan Walsh and Nick Smith Jr., who were here last year watching this game and have talked about the environment, how crazy it was with a packed Barnhill Arena for a glorified practice. A scrimmage is exactly what that is. And so they kind of want to reciprocate that excitement and that feeling that they witnessed a season ago. I know that Joe was also in the crowd. So those guys saw what it looked like a year ago, and they want to top that. So expect it to be really exciting in Barnhill if you're there.
And of course, all this occurs a day after BYU and Arkansas meet at LaVell Edwards Stadium. I've seen some opinions that this is like this is like the moment for Sam Pittman, with a 3-game losing streak, a leaky defense, going on the road, potentially a 4th straight loss. It's a good team you're facing. You're going into the bye week. All the expectations that came into this season. And I think there are plenty of fans who are like, you know what? I thought they might be 3-3 at this point. But there's others, who are quite disappointed right now. But how do you view this game against BYU in the context of Sam Pittman's tenure at Arkansas?
Well, I think this is a big game, just because they're trying to break that 3-game losing streak. We saw them do it a year ago. They broke that 3-game losing streak and were able to go on a run the rest of the season. I don't necessarily know if I agree with the fact that this is a pinnacle game for his career at Arkansas. I think it's a pinnacle game for the moment right now. We could look back in 5 years and not even think about this BYU game, depending on the way that it goes. But I think for right now, in the moment, it's a critical game because you want to go into the bye week with some confidence and some momentum. You always want that because you've got some now time to be healthy. And Sam Pittman said after the Mississippi State game, like, BYU. And I understand that this is a game where they can kind of get some of that back, rest, and then go on to the road and beat an Auburn team that's not playing very well this season. But I don't think that this BYU game makes or breaks the year, because if you look at the schedule, you can beat Auburn on the road, you can beat Liberty, you can beat Missouri. So right there, that gets you to 6 wins. I think LSU's beatable at home, and if you chop up Ole Miss to a loss, there are wins at the rest of the season. So it's not like if you lose this BYU game, the season is over. I just think fans and some people just really want some momentum back, and of course they do. I think everyone on this football team does. But I'm not going to go and say that this is a huge pinnacle game for his career. I think it's a pinnacle game for the season to get some momentum back, but it's not going to end the season if they don't win this game either.
I think what I'd like to see, and I think Sam Pittman would like to see it too, is more balance on offense, not to where it's 50-50, because that's not what this team is about. But I kind of wonder, is the passing game now what it is? We say the same thing about the secondary. You got to try to improve coverage, improve tackling, and of course getting guys back healthy is a major part of it. But maybe this is what the Arkansas defense just is right now. And 6 games into the season, sometimes you can't plug the hole in the bucket. I wonder about the Arkansas offense and the passing game specifically. Although I will say, like, seeing Bryce Stevens and Keytron Jackson the past couple of weeks, and 3 weeks in Jackson's case, that gives me a little feeling like there might be room to grow for the passing offense. I think it's a matter of the opportunities that those two guys get, because Matt Landers just hasn't been getting open. And, I think Jaden Hazelwood has been good. I don't think you change anything about Hazelwood, but you're looking for somebody that's able to make big plays. We've seen that from Keytron and Bryce.
Yeah, I think so, because if you were to tell me that this is it for this wide receiver group and this is where they peak, I'm going to be severely disappointed, because there's talent in that room. And if this is it, then quite frankly, in my opinion, it's underachieved. So what is that fix? Is it Jackson? Is it Bryce Stevens we saw last week? Is Warren Thompson continuing to clean up the little things that separate him from where he is now to being a really strong number 2 for the Razorbacks? I hope that things continue to move forward and get cleaned up. And you know what? If it isn't Warren Thompson, so be it. It's Keytron Jackson or it's Bryce Stevens. But something's got to give, because in my opinion, if they don't get better, if we don't see improvement, it's a opportunity wasted, in my opinion.
Absolutely, I agree. So are you headed out to Utah? Who's headed out that way, and have you ever been?
I have never been to Utah, so very excited. Will and I are going to be flying to DJ from KARC in Little Rock. So Will and I and then DJ will fly into Salt Lake City and stay there. We fly actually out tomorrow to kind of give some time to get everything lined up and some shows, and we're going to do some cool stuff while we're out there. Will's been doing these on-the-road stories. So we got to go to the Star in Arlington, and we went to the cheese shop and creamery at Mississippi State. Then we're going to this old, cool Moon Rare bookstore in Provo. where this guy's just got first edition books and he's got this huge collection, and it's pretty cool. And the book nerd in me is like super excited about this. So we're going to do some fun things in Provo while we're there as we get ready for the game too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Alyssa, I love that you went to the Mapes Dairy thing in on campus at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
That's the creamery.
Yeah, we may or may not have
come
home with about $80 worth of cheese.
This is the thing. Nobody that just goes for football or just goes for basketball realizes that Mississippi State has this amazing on-campus dairy. They make their own ice cream, cheeses. They butcher their own meats. It's amazing. And when I go for baseball, I'm there twice a trip. Can't bring back ice cream, but I brought back the guys some cheese and salsa. Yeah,
have you gotten the chocolate milk?
I have not had the chocolate milk. Maybe that's what I get next time.
Milk. Yeah, they say the chocolate milk has a cult following. It's very delicious. It's thick and rich, but it is good.
All right, well, good. Well, next time when Arkansas baseball visits, I will certainly be there. Alyssa, appreciate you. Good. See you on the Beehive State.
Thanks,
Travel
Phil.
safe.
See ya. You too.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.